The wonderful story of the Good Samaritan, right? Like everything else about today's scriptures, we know these scriptures. We know they're meant for us. They're meant to our instruction that we might know how to live. What's wrong with us? Because we're not doing it. That's the problem. The first reading from the book of Deuteronomy says, has God telling us, this is not rocket science. It's not a mystery too deep for you to understand. You don't have to look up in the sky and say, who's going to go up in the sky and get the law of God? It's not across the sea. You have to wonder, who's going to bring us that law from across the sea? There's no traveling involved, no real wit of anything else involved. It's just written on your hearts. It's called the Shema by the Jewish people. The Shema. Love the Lord your God with all your mind, all your being, all your soul and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. It's written on their hearts. From the youngest child up, they're taught to love others and God above all, and themselves last. But it doesn't work, does it? We make it like rocket science. You can't figure out something so simple. The second reading today is Paul writing to the Colossians about what God has done to love us, in case you forgot. Jesus is the head of the body of the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, and all things in himself made preeminent. For in him and the fullness of all that was pleased to dwell, and through him reconcile all things for him, making peace by the blood of the cross. Through him, whether those on earth or in heaven. He's done all this, laying down his life for us on the cross. He has shown us his love in a very convincing and undeniable way. And based on that love that he has first shown us, he wants us to love one another. Yet we find it so difficult. We have to ask ourselves, do we understand the law? Do we understand how much God has done for us? Do we take it to heart? Or do we just think it's wishful thinking? In today's world, we need this law to be preeminent more in our lives. Something we think about all the time. There's a wonderful little acronym for figuring all this out. It's simply called JOY. Yeah, joy, J-O-Y. J for Jesus. Love Jesus and love God above all things. Love others next. O, others. Everybody else out there. And then love yourself last. J-O-Y. That's pretty simple. Can we work on this? Think about this story of the Good Samaritan for a second. This man is robbed and half dead, lying in the street. Would you walk by? Could you be that heartless? Yet a priest and a Levite do. They don't seem to care at all. Then a Samaritan, a foreigner, a foreigner. He's not a Jewish person. He's from Samaria, which is north of Israel, and he's a pagan. Never taught the Shema, never taught to love God above all else. He just simply is moved by compassion. God wrote that in his heart. Didn't have to teach it to this man. He has it in his heart already. He sees a man who's bleeding on the side of the street, half dead, and he says, I must do something for him. There's a great way Jesus teaches us about this. Whenever Jesus encounters someone who is in need, Jesus has a very famous question he asks them. Very famous question. He says, what can I do for you? He looks at you today, sitting here in church, and he asks the same question. What is it I, your Lord and Savior, can do for you? How can I help you? What can I do for you to help you through any difficulty, any challenge you're facing? This man, the Samaritan, sees this victim of robbery and laying in the street, and he says, I must do something for him. I have to take care of his wounds because he's bleeding half dead. I have to take care of getting his dignity back. He's a human being. He deserves better than this. Hoisted him on his own animal and took him to the inn, nursed him and cared for him, and had the innkeeper do the same. That's love, in case you're wondering. That's caring. That's compassion. That's what Jesus is looking for. Hello. Thank you for looking up. That's what Jesus is looking for from each and every one of us. That we look at the needs of others and ask Jesus' famous question, what is it I can do for you? How can I help you? And there'll be more love in the world, and less violence and hatred and bitterness. It's in our hands to do this. We can do this. Over and over, I have to be the positive person who says the things you hear in the gospel are not pie in the sky. They're doable if we make up our minds to do it. We have to be the one who wants to do it, to help someone else out in their time of need, to love them selflessly. You don't have to know them. You don't have to know their name. You have to know their needs. You just need to be there for them and show them the face of Christ. People are wearing St. Vincent de Paul Society are wearing T-shirts outside. Say, show people the face of Christ. That's exactly what I want to say. So thank you, T-shirt. Sometimes they come in handy. God bless you all, and we'll see you next week.